Welcome back to the channel. I am Country Boy, and today we're taking a look at this guy right here, Fisher Ryyce. Kind of sounds a little bit like Fisher Price, maybe? I think there's a reason for that, and maybe we'll get into it a little bit later. But he is from the Cosmic Legions line by the Four Horsemen. Yes, this is Whatcha Figure. Welcome back to the channel, and today, like I said, we are looking at Fisher Ryyce from the Cosmic Legions. And I've been loving everything that I've gotten from the Four Horsemen. Those guys have been doing such awesome work. They do these original things, or they do things that are kind of homages sometimes, which is, I believe, what this guy is. I know there was an old toy back in the day, a Fisher Price toy of a spaceman, and he looked a lot like this. This is kind of an homage to that guy. And knowing me, I love me some spacemen. I love guys that wear helmets, have astronaut outfits. This guy fits that bill, and I thought he looked really cool. He looked really badass. That blue, kind of maybe tealish color to his skin, the white hair, and the bright eyes. I thought he looked really awesome. I was like, you know what? I can get back into the Cosmic Legion design just a little bit and maybe get myself a figure that looks kind of cool. Even if I have no idea what he's based off of, I had to figure that out after the fact. I thought, whatever, he's just cool. He's a cool looking dude. But before we get to looking at him, let's get to looking at the packaging. And bam, here we go. We have Fisher Ryyce in the packaging, Cosmic Legions. You got a symbol right there. I'm guessing that's from his house that he's from or something like the sigil. And you got a cool image of Fisher Ryyce right there. And you can see him inside the big old window box right there. Really cool. On the side here, it says Fisher Ryyce and a bit of a write-up for him. If you want to go ahead and read that, go ahead and pause. And then on the top there, Four Horsemen right there. So you know who made this figure. On the back here, you can see all the different Cosmic Legions that are in this line. Some really cool ones. You can take them apart. You can put them together. Build your own Legions, it says at the top there. You can go ahead and do that. Cosmic Legions. There's a cool space station, a whole bunch of stuff written right here. A bunch of credits. Go ahead and take a look at these guys. These guys are responsible for this figure and the photography and all that stuff. Really cool. Outpost Zaxius, it says right there too. A whole bunch of reading for you to do right there if you want to learn about the lore about this guy and his where he's from. I guess the house of Zaxius. Go to the top here. It says Fisher Ryyce again, and then there's the Four Horsemen logo with the planet. Looks cool. And then there's another Four Horsemen logo with this guy right there, kind of an alien looking Four Horsemen logo. Really cool. And yeah, go ahead and read all that stuff you want to as well too, but there's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. Holy boy, does this guy come with a whole lot. I did not expect all of this. I knew some of this stuff was here, but I did not know all of this stuff was here. There's a lot of cool stuff here. So let's start with some of the things that are a little more boring, like these right here. So these are going to be some extra legs that you can actually switch out of the guy. So right here. So these are actually some extra legs that you can actually swap out, like the top half of his legs, the thigh, I guess if you will. So if you don't want him to have just a plain black pants, you can go ahead and put these. It's more armored, plated pants, I guess, that you could put on him. And then you've also got the same idea with the arms. So you can do the same upper arm. It's pretty basic up there. But right here, if you wanted, you can have more armored arms. So you can have more of a marine, I guess, a space marine type guy. And then you got two of them. Obviously, you got right and left. These both are actually labeled left and right. So right here, you can see this one has an R. The other one has an L, obviously. So that way you don't know, that way you don't mix up the left and the right. You know which arm is going to go where. And then you also get this cool helmet on this guy. So if you want to have a big space dude, you got to give him a cool space dome helmet. And I love the level of detail on this thing. This is fantastic. So well done. I love, like, there's a black matte finish to it, but also like a shiny black as well too. It's different types of finishes on here. Like they got the silver, they got the nice teal going on, and then inside too you got even some level of detail inside as well. So it's not just on the outside. There's some cool stuff, like looks like speakers in there. The guy could pump some tunes in his helmet if he wanted to. Such a cool looking helmet, and this pops off real nicely if you want it to. Boom, right there. Pretty easy, simple, nice that it does that. So you can have the options of having him with his helmet or without it. And then you can also have this on him somewhere. I don't know what this is. Some sort of symbol. I don't know where it goes. It has a number 2 right there. But yeah, I didn't play with them enough to figure out what this goes. Maybe something comes off and it slots into that spot just to fill the hole. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks nice. It looks almost like a manta ray is what it kind of reminds me of. It looks neat. And then we'll go to this right here. So there's 2 of these. These are different neck pegs because he does have different heads. So these will go more to those heads because he does have obviously a teal finish to his head, and his neck's going to be teal as well too. So if you want to have these other heads that are here, then these necks will go to those as well. So that's what these are for, not to confuse anybody. And then there's these little pegs right here, not too exciting, but what I love about these is that these will go onto his person. You can slot it in there, boom, and then guess what? You can take a gun like this and you can put it on him like that. So this way, this guy can carry all of his weapons at once. That I love. I love when all my figures can carry their weapons or their accessories on their person. I love when they do that. That's awesome. So pull that out of there, put that there, put him back, and then we can also look at some other accessories that we have, starting with these guns. So I already showed you one of the guns. You get two of these exact same gun, and they are awesome. They have a really good level of detail. Looks like they even have a level in there too, like a little, there's no bubble or anything there. It just reminded me of a level, like having the green level with the bubble. You want to tilt it this way, that way you know if you're 90 degrees or not. But it's just a good level of detail, good coloring. You got the green, you got the gray, you got the silver, you got some gold accent as well too, some black. Really good. These are so well done. I love, they're the exact same gun, but they're reversed, so you can put them on either sides of him. So it's perfect that you can do that. Have him dual wielding pistols. Then you also got this big old rifle as well too right here. This guy has just the same level of detail as those other ones, but he's a bigger gun. It's awesome. This thing looks so badass. This is something that a Space Marine would definitely be running around with. It is something that you might have in like Halo or something like that. It is a really cool looking gun, lots of level of detail, and it's gonna be awesome having it in his hands. And then he's also got these hands, speaking of which, right here. So you got these hands which will hold obviously the bigger gun, it looks like too. It's got the black gloves basically with a little bit of silver as well. Just really good looking gloves. Then you got these other hands right here too. And they are just for the slightly smaller guns. So they got the trigger finger going on, so you can be ready to fire it at any time. Good level of detail, just looking really awesome. Love it all. And then you got these heads. These heads look so cool. So this head right here has a lot of black and silver, and it definitely reminds me of like a xenomorph or Alien from the Alien movies. But this is more of a mechanical one, I would say. This is like a helmet on top of one of those, because you can kind of see like the screw looking going there, but it's got the silver as well too. It definitely evokes that idea of the xenomorph, but I'd say this one right here even more so has that look, because it has more of the sloped head and doesn't have the wide like this one does over there. But this one, yeah, definitely reminds me of a xenomorph head. And that's just saying that if you want to have this guy as more of an alien and less of a humanoid, that's what you can do. You can go with these helmets as well, and they look really cool. I love that they did that. They got these extra things going on, and this would be the head that would be inside of that helmet, it looks like, and he looks really cool. It's the same color, so you got the teal color going on with the normal head that he has, but the teal looking head that he has, and it got some cool wrinkling on the top there, some cracks. Like this guy, it looks like he's aged. He's not a young fella. He's an older alien, and he's got a good level of detail. Like here's the bright yellow eyes that he does as well, but more alien. Obviously, he's got 6 eyes instead of the 1, and the mouth and the nose, everything is just well done. This is what 4 Horsemen does so well. They have so much detail in all of their figures, and I am never disappointed. And so let's look at the figure while we are here. So taking a look at Fissure Ryyce, or Fissure Ryyce, is that what it is? Maybe it's supposed to be fissure, like anal fissures. Definitely makes him less cool if that's what it's supposed to be. I'm pretty sure it's Fissure Ryyce, and he has so much going on. This guy is badass through. Like, just look at that face. The level of detail on this face. This guy has been to war and back. Look at the scarring on the side of his face. That's a haircut. That's a no mess with me haircut. That is so good. It's got like a silver and like something, like almost like some gray hints in there too. Really well done. This guy is so cool looking. Just look at the armor that he's wearing. This guy looks so cool. He's got a belt going right around here, and it is loose, so I think if you remove his legs, it could probably come off as well too. Remove the arms, remove the legs, and then the back here. Look at this awesome, like this shoulder, I don't know what this armor that he's got. That's what this thing will slot into. This will go on top. Boom, that looks so cool. Man, this is just a really good looking guy. I love the blacks and the silvers. Everything is done so well. And there's that one little bit of orange right there, which is definitely going to be an homage to the old Fisher Price toy. Because while I might not have that toy, I am aware of how he kind of looked. And this guy is definitely a really cool homage to that. And even if he wasn't an homage, if this guy was his own original thing, he is so well done. Got some cool pockets in the back there. This guy is wicked. Like, look at the boots. It's almost like mechanical. Like look at the legs here. Like I think maybe like part Android or something like that, because these boots don't really look like they're they're human. They look like they're definitely like robotic or something like that. That's what it reminds me of anyways. So maybe he's got like the bottom part of his legs are not really his. Maybe he'd been chopped off at the knees or something. Maybe I should check out his lore. His lore might tell me all this. I'm not too sure. But while we're here, let's look at his articulation, starting with the head. The head goes back like that and forward like that, and then side to side a little bit, and then turns about that far. But the neck does turn with it as well too, so you'll get a little bit of movement there as well. And then you got the arms, they'll go up about that far and down about that far. And you got single jointed elbows right there. You can spin the arms up about that far because there is some hindrance. There is definitely, a lot of his armor is really bulky, so it will get in the way. And then you got some movement of the wrist that goes right around that far. Again, hindrance because of the wrist gauntlets and stuff. And then they'll bend forward like that and back like that. Let's go up over here, move that. So what kind of movement we got at the waist. The waist goes really well. He can go all the way around if he needs to. Really well done. Let's turn this belt back. And then the movement forward and back. So he's got a bit of a crunch forward and back. Not too bad. Actually, it's pretty good for a guy that's this bulky. I like the way he looks. And the legs will go out so far. Like, that is some wicked splits he's got right there. And forward, not so much, though. He doesn't have too much because this cod piece kind of piece of armor he has in the front does get in the way a little bit. But you know what? That's not terrible. It does go a little bit to the side and forward. So that works. And then back and side is not bad, too. It works well as well. Works well as well, if that makes any sense. And then the knee can go back about that far. I believe it's just a single jointed knee, but it does actually have pretty good movement. It's more than 90 degrees. And then there is movement at the knee as well, too, side to side if you want to. Then up at the top, you can also get this thigh cut. I never noticed this before, but just now playing with it, you can definitely see the thigh cut. And look at even the stripes on the inside. I never noticed that. It's like purple striping. That is awesome. Loving it. So good. And then let's do some ballerina posing right there. So you got the toe going down like that, and then goes up like that. Really well done. And then a little bit of rocker right there, side to side. Really awesome. Good movement. I didn't warm this guy up. I did get an insert with this, though. With every 4 Horsemen, they do warn you to kind of warm these guys up before you do anything. I might warm them up before I swap any heads and arms and stuff out, just to make sure none of those break off. But posing, he was really good. He didn't break off, and he was easy to pose. He wasn't too stiff. And so next up, maybe we'll do some comparisons with some other figures that I might have in this line or a similar line, or maybe just some guys that kind of fit the tone a little bit. We'll see. Stay tuned for that. Hey there, I hope you're enjoying this episode, and if you are, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, leave some comments down below. I am CountryBoy_9, also known as CountryBoyNiner. A whole bunch of different places, like right here on YouTube, and on Instagram, on TikTok, and a whole bunch of different places. Check me out. I'm sure you'll like some other stuff that I have, but I'm also on another channel with my friends called Wasted Opinions. Check us out as well, too. We have a blast making videos talking about video games, TV shows, comic books, movies, and the like. Check us out. We have so much fun. But without further ado, let's get back to Fisher Ryyce. So I swept out some of his armor, his arms, and his legs, and he looks really cool. I think everything kind of pops a little differently than he did before. I don't know if he has quite the same articulation as he did before. He might be a little bulkier this ways, but he looks really good. Like, everything fits together really well. It looks beautiful. But we'll do a little comparison with some other figures that I kind of have. Since he's dual wielding, I figured I'd throw another dual wielding space android dude. So I got Fugitoid here from NECA. You can see he's definitely a much different type of figure, but I think he still looks pretty cool. He's very much in the vein of comic books and stuff and cartoons, and very much different. And another space adventurer, I thought I'd throw in my Deep Space Homer here. I like throwing him in here because he's got the dome on as well too. Definitely a different type of helmet than this guy does, but just different ideas. There's different ways that you can do it. So you got this cool cartoony looking guy, and you got this cool, badass, realistic kind of looking Cosmic Legion guy. And the last one that I will throw in here is the one that I had to throw in here because it's my only other Cosmic Legion. It is Ace Sapetian, or however you say his name. Still one of the coolest figures that I have. He's just a cool looking alien. I don't know if these guys would be enemies. I don't know if these guys would be friends. I'm not too sure what the lore is. You know, these guys, maybe they would be, they're very different looking, so maybe they would be butting heads. I don't know, but I like having them next to each other. They look really cool. Some really awesome figures, and I think that 4 Horsemen is just knocking it out of the park with all of these lines right here. Oh man, I'm really liking this figure. This guy looks so cool. He's got so many things going on with him. He's got such great detail. The paintwork is phenomenal, as it always is with the 4 Horsemen. Loving this guy so much. He's gonna fit in with my other Cosmic Legion dude that I have as well too. But that is gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. For now, I am Country Boy, and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla. But as always, be sure to let me know what you figure. Oh no! Where are we going? We're not actually in space. Did you think I was? There's gravity here, believe it or not. But that's gonna do it for this episode, as I already said. But hey, I do have a lot more other stuff you can check out. A bunch more 4 Horsemen stuff that you might just want to take a look at. If you don't want to take a look at 4 Horsemen stuff, I got a bunch of other stuff you can take a look at. Check that stuff out as well too. I have a lot of stuff for you. You just never know what might tickle your fancy. Maybe some other figures I might have in this line, and maybe, what the heck was that about?